Over 120 years of Grand Slam tennis, 50 U.S. Opens, and only one woman in tennis history has won 24 Grand Slam singles titles. We could have a second in just a couple of hours. You're looking at 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams preparing to face off against Naomi Osaka in the women's final beginning at 4 Eastern time. This is the match that everyone has been waiting for. Serena, after missing last year's U.S. Open with the birth of her child, is back and playing some of the best tennis of her career, but faces quite a tall task in her match today against the 20-year-old Osaka. They've played once in their career, that coming earlier this year at Miami, with Osaka defeating Serena Williams handily 6-3, 6-2 in just 77 minutes. Osaka leading the all-time head-to-head 1-0. Serena, coming into the tournament ranked number 26 in the world, is looking to make history once again and add yet another accolade to one of the greatest careers in sports history. Osaka looking to become the first Japanese player, male or female, to capture a Grand Slam singles title, history on both sides of the net in this matchup today. Serena, 36 years old. She's 95-11 in her U.S. Open career. She has 72 career titles. This will be just the 4th time in the Open era that a player seeded number 10 or higher will win the U.S. Open title. Very fittingly, as we mentioned, Serena Williams looking to tie Margaret Court with the most Grand Slam titles in tennis history at 24. On this very day, September 8th in 1973, Margaret Court won her 24th and final Grand Slam title right here at the U.S. Open. Could Serena Williams tie her on the very same day and in the very same tournament? Serena also looking to break her own previous record by becoming the oldest woman to reach the U.S. Open final since Caroline Wozniacki in 2009. She would be the youngest U.S. Open champion since Sharapova in 2006. Serena Williams hitting with hitting partner Jaromir Jenkins, one of the great college players in NCAA history. They've been working together for the past year. We hear some cheers from the crowd as Juan Martín del Potro, our singles finalist, steps onto the court. He's enjoying an off day today, but getting on the court to practice for his matchup against Novak Djokovic tomorrow. Let us know in the comments all of your picks and predictions for the women's singles final coming in just a couple hours, less than 3 hours away from history. Serena Williams has had a relatively simple path to this final. She defeated Magda Linette in the first round in straight sets. Withoft in the second. Had a fierce battle with her sister Venus, but that one of the most dominant performances of Serena's career, 6-1, 6-2 over her older sister, a great champion as well. She was tested a bit against Kaia Kanepi after a less than 20-minute 6-love first set. Serena dropped the second set before coming through in the final set. Serena struggled in the first set against Pliskova, the 8th seed in the quarterfinal as well, getting down early, but then rallying 5 consecutive games to win in straight sets, and then handily defeated the 19 seed Sevastova in the semifinal 6-3, 6-love. The 36-year-old South Florida resident won her first U.S. Open back in 1999, defeating Martina Hingis in the final. Her most recent U.S. Open came in 2014 when she defeated Caroline Wozniacki in straight sets. Her most recent Grand Slam altogether came in the Australian Open in 2017, where she defeated her sister Venus. Bren's in the comments saying, let's go Serena. Jermaine saying, go Serena as well. Perla wishing Serena good luck. Let us know all of your predictions for this much anticipated women's final. Serena looks absolutely locked in and focused today. She's been quite focused over the past couple of rounds. Once she got into the second week of the tournament, you could just see a difference in the intensity and the competitive tension in her practice sessions. Serena's such a great champion, not only one of the greatest tennis players of all time, but truly one of the all-time great athletes in sports history. A true legend, and the fans are out here in full force. 3 practice courts worth of stands filled by people catching a glimpse of Serena before she takes the court in the final. Let us know all of your picks and predictions in the comments. Gabby in the comments saying, go Serena. Simone saying, shine on. And Natalie picking Serena to take home the title today, but Naomi Osaka to win her first Grand Slam. You hear Serena's audible exhale as she extends through the ball, driving it deep into the court. Serena trying to work on accelerating as much as possible in this practice session. The atmosphere just feels different. You can feel the tension in the crowd. You can feel the competitive tension on the court. This day is not like any other day. This is a warm-up for the U.S. Open Women's Final. One of the most sought-after trophies in sport, and history could be on the horizon. This year's U.S. Open Final is the second widest age gap between finalists. Serena 36 and Osaka 20. That a 16-year age difference. The only wider difference was Monica Seles and Martina Navratilova in 1991 U.S. Open. That a 17-year age difference. Serena, someone who Osaka called a hero throughout her life, someone that Osaka has mentioned that she's looked up to. You see significantly more aggression from Serena in her practice session here thus far. Serena there coached by longtime coach Patrick Mouratoglou. He's, of course, former coach of Marcus Baghdatis, Jeremy Chardy, Grigor Dimitrov, and he's had fantastic success as Serena's coach as well. Anil in the comments picking Osaka to win today. Over Joanne picking Serena and wishing her good luck. Rochelle saying living legend, and that is certainly the case for this great champion, Serena Williams. JR in the comments saying, I could feel the tension from this warm-up. Serena will start off slowly, nervously, then she'll settle down and win. I wouldn't necessarily call this nerves. I would call this just competitive tension, focus, and determination. Very little communication between Serena and the rest of her team right now on the court. They're just allowing Serena to get her timing, get her rhythm, accelerate through the ball, hit some of those nerves out if there are any, but when you're a 23-time Grand Slam champion, there's little that you haven't seen, haven't experienced. Serena with such powerful ground strokes, of course, such a dominating serve, but incredible precision and ball control as well. She's a great mover on the court. Roel in the comments saying the greatest of all time. And she certainly is one of the most accomplished and iconic athletes in sports history is Serena Williams. One of the keys to the match today will be how Serena Williams is able to get on offense, work her way up in the court. She's played very well at the net in this U.S. Open thus far. She, of course, a former great doubles player as well. She has 16 Grand Slam doubles titles between women's and mixed, but Serena has won an impressive 71% of net points thus far at the U.S. Open. In her semifinal match against Sevastova, he saw her come to the net at a significantly higher rate than normal. Serena winning 24 of 28 points from the net. Naomi Osaka, both a powerful player as well, a great serve and return. Osaka's won 53% of return games in this tournament so far. She also leads the tournament in defending her serve, saving 86% of break points faced. In her semifinal match against Madison Keys, Osaka was able to save 13 of 13 break points. It'll be important for Osaka to hold serve as much as possible. Serena with arguably the greatest serve in women's tennis history, one of the great serves in tennis history in general, and if she gets up a break, it's hard to break back. This is Serena Williams' 9th career U.S. Open final. She's won 6 thus far. Osaka spoke about what it feels like to face her idol, Serena Williams, before the final day. Osaka said, "It feels a little bit surreal. Even when I was a little kid, I always dreamed that I would play Serena in a final of a Grand Slam. Just the fact that it's happening, I'm very happy about it. At the same time, I feel like even though I should enjoy the moment, I should still think of it as another match. I shouldn't really think of her as my idol. I should just try to play her as an opponent." That from Naomi Osaka, trying to take everything in stride, so poised and mature, both on and off the court, just 20 years old, and facing off against her idol, Serena Williams, in a Grand Slam final here in New York City and Arthur Ashe Stadium. With her finals berth, Serena will return inside the top 20 in the rankings and will move up to number 16 if she finishes as runner-up and as high as number 11 if she wins the title, overtaking her sister Venus in the rankings. Serena has worked incredibly hard to get back to this level of top tennis after having her first child just a year ago. But she's in fantastic shape. She's striking the ball incredibly well. She is mentally as focused as ever and ready to compete for yet another Grand Slam title. Of course, she came very close in the Wimbledon final, was one match away from winning a Grand Slam, but has used that as additional motivation out here in her home country slam, the U.S. Open. Alan in the comments saying, good luck, Serena. Rita saying, Team Serena. Louise saying, 24 comes today. Good luck. Shirley saying, come on, Serena. So many Serena Williams fans all around the world. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us as we share this very special moment, one of the greatest athletes of all time, preparing for what could be history. Got a beautiful backhand return firing through the court from Serena Williams. She's hitting the ball incredibly cleanly right now on the court. This is some of the best she's looked the entire tournament. That's 3 straight screaming backhand winners off the return. Serena being aggressive with her footwork on this return. As we mentioned, a relatively quiet practice out here on the court at this point. You've already played 2 weeks worth of tennis. You've gone through 6 matches here at the Open. It's been a long season and you've fought your way to the final. There's not much to say or do at this point. It just comes down to who feels fresher, who's fitter, who has their feel and their timing, and who can execute better than the other on the court today. And Serena trying to prepare to do just that. A very athletic reaching return for Serena there. And in the comments saying, today is the day. Go Serena from Portugal. Thank you for joining us all around the world. Sheila saying, let's go Serena, we love you. The ball's just firing off of Serena's racket right now. Serena's serve has been expectedly dominant in the tournament thus far. She's first in the tournament in aces with 64. She's first in percentage of first serve points won, 78%. She also delivered the fastest serve of the tournament so far at 121 miles per hour. Serena has been dominant in all facets of her game. Just one of the most impressive tournaments of her career thus far. Serena has the most wins among active players here at the Open, the second most of all time behind Chris Everett. Serena now ahead of Martina Navratilova to move into second all-time in U.S. Open victories. Serena with 95 wins in her U.S. Open career, but by contrast, her opponent, Osaka, has only played 40 total Grand Slam matches across her entire career. Serena significantly more match tough, significantly more experienced. She's been here, she's done it. We'll see how possible nerves or the moment of playing in your first Grand Slam final against Serena Williams will affect Osaka today. That's something, as much as you practice, you can never truly train for what that moment will feel like. Of course, we saw two first-time Grand Slam finalists in last year's final between Sloane Stephens and Madison Keys. Serena warming up a couple of overheads. Call asking about the match start time. This match expected to begin at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's just about 2.5 hours from now. Marsha in the comments saying, go Serena. Erickson saying, I've been following the Queen Serena since 1999 U.S. Open. I've been in awe since then. Good luck, Serena. Sullivan saying, love you, Serena, from Grenada. Thank you for joining us. Karen saying that she's rooting for Serena all the way from Africa. Thank you for joining us as well. Of course, make sure you keep it locked in with us on U.S. Open social media and follow me at Joey Brander for all the behind-the-scenes coverage and live player practices. We'll keep you in the loop with how the players are preparing for these all-important matchups to come. In just about 35 minutes, we'll be bringing you Naomi Osaka's practice live. We'll see how she is looking just a couple of hours ahead of her first Grand Slam final. Of course, we'll also be bringing you all the behind-the-scenes coverage before the men's singles final tomorrow as well between Juan Martín del Potro and Novak Djokovic. Serena's coach Patrick Mouratoglou motioning to her hitting partner Jaromir Jenkins what type of return he'd like him to hit. Of course, then they tailor their practices, and her hitting partner Jenkins tailors the ball that he hits her to the type of ball that she can expect to face against a given opponent. Serena's starting to put a little bit more pace on those serves as she gets warmed up. Kathleen saying, all the best, Serena. Do this for your baby girl. Serena Williams, the 23-time Grand Slam champion, is locked in, is focused. Her team is focused. And there's not much else you can say. The moment speaks for itself. This is a Grand Slam final. This is what they worked the entire season for. Serena looking for her first Grand Slam title since coming back after having her first child. This means so much to her. So much to her entire family, her team, her fans, and American tennis all together. Serena, the only player to win 10 Grand Slam titles in 2 different decades. First turned pro back in 1995. It's been well over 2 decades of sustained dominance for Serena. 85% all-time winning percentage. She first broke into the top 10 nearly 20 years ago in 1999. She shares the Open era record for most titles won here at the Open with Chrissy Everett with 6. One of the greatest serves, as you see, in tennis history. 39 overall Grand Slam titles, including doubles and mixed. That's 3rd all-time for Serena Williams, but the big one, number 24, could be awaiting Serena Williams today. Serena now switching to the ad side. Rosalie saying the greatest player from the USA. Joy saying Serena is coming home with the trophy. Let us know here all of your predictions for this match today. Who are you picking? How many sets? Let us know all of your picks. Laura saying 24 in 5 hours or so, picking Serena Williams to be the victor in the match today. Taking you around the ground. Murray, brother of Andy, are in a tight battle for that mixed doubles title. It's currently in a 3rd set tiebreaker. In the junior boys singles semifinal, the young American Jensen Brooksby, who won the under-18 nationals this year, is down a set in that semifinal match. So much great tennis all around the ground still to come. Serena Williams just 18 and 5 on the season. Of course, she did miss quite a few tournaments in her recovery year this year, coming back the birth of her child. Today's finalists, Serena and Osaka, have not made it easy for opponents to come back and win. It'll be crucially important to see who gets off to a quick start in the tournament today. Neither player has lost a match this season after winning the first set. Serena 16-0 this season when winning the first set. Osaka 31-0 when winning the first set. Of course, we saw Osaka save all 13 break points against her against Madison Keys in the semi. Once Osaka gets a lead, she's tough to beat, and the same can certainly be said with Serena Williams. So make sure you pay attention to how they try and come out firing, come out aggressive right out of the box, and try and capture that early lead. Serena's opponent, Naomi Osaka, has dropped just 28 games through the tournament. That's the fewest games dropped through the first 6 matches since Serena in 2014. This is something Serena's done to close all of her practices so far throughout the tournament, working on closing into the net, hitting that short ball approach shot. Serena asking for the ball to be a bit shorter. That ball tougher than a typical approach shot as it starts to dip at net level or below, but Serena flicking it back into the court, and with that, Serena will finish her practice for the day. History could be made in just a few hours. Could number 24 be coming? Make sure you stay tuned throughout the day. We'll be bringing you Naomi Osaka's practice in just a few minutes. The fans are going wild for one of the greatest athletes of all time, Serena Williams. She's locked in, she's focused, and she's ready for number 24. We'll be right back.